Sal from Halifax. I think Halifax is in Canada, right? Anyway, he writes to me and he says, "Hey, Paul, do you think the stories in the Bible and the other religious texts were from the people that you call Eemians?" Well, gosh, yes, I do believe that there is a very good chance that 100,000 years ago, people just like you and me, which we know existed, had a real civilization. They weren't just thug cave people running around. I really think there's good evidence that they too had a civilization that built up. Now, whether it was as technologically advanced as our own, I don't know, but I really suspect they had mastered agriculture, fire. They probably had some form of machinery. I just think that's a very good possibility. And of course, in order to have all that happen, you need to have communication, language, writing, and we know from paintings, from artifacts, from jewelry, of the very few Eemians that we have uncovered. And you know, let me digress here a little bit. Most of what we speculate about the origins of man come from a handful of bones. It isn't like we have these full-on, cemeteries where we go. It's really rare for fossils at all to come around. Now, you've seen dinosaurs, but remember, dinosaurs were around for 150 million years, I think. Don't hold me to that, but at least 100 million years. And they roamed the earth when the Roman was good, okay, until the old asteroid or comet or whatever came down into the Gulf of Mexico and turned the lights out for everybody. So we as human beings have only been around for a couple of million years, three and a half, something like that. So there are magnitudes fewer of us in the first place, and in the second place, it's almost impossible to be fossilized and then found later. That's a really tall challenge. Because if you think about it, what happens? Well, back then, when you die, you get eaten. You get, you're done. And only certain circumstances, of which I won't go into because I'm not that much of a scientist. I've done some studying on it, but I'm not that much of a scientist. I just know it's very hard. And I also know that, here's an interesting fact. Of everything we know about ancient humans, all of that was from a group of bones collected over a long period of time by really hard-working people. And there isn't much more than about a pickup truck and the bed of a pickup truck full of bones to guess everything. In many cases, we have made assumptions about a species of human being based no more than a thigh bone or a tooth. And from there, we do our best to try and build up who these people were. So it's a really tough situation. In any case, let's say that you go along with me that there was a civilization. We know there were, because we have evidence of it, and that they had language and that they had communication. Great. Well, then they must have had stories, because human beings are all about stories. So, yeah, you are the ancestor, and I am the ancestor, and my ancestors were the Eemians. We go back about 5,000 generations, I think is what I calculated. So they were our ancestors. Were these stories carried down 5,000 times? Unlikely. If you've ever seen that one where there's a circle of people and they whisper a secret or a story, by the time it gets around over here, it's completely changed. So I don't know how that's going to work over 5,000 generations, lifetimes. So unlikely that any of those came from there. But who knows? All right. Thanks. And again, if you would like to get a copy of the book for free, Just go to Eemians.com, EEMIANS.com, and fill in the appropriate form. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the community. I'll talk to you later.